Hello, friends. Once again, party hat's too tall for the frame. We're having a party. Yes, we made it to 300 followers via follow bots. But hey, a party's a party. They still haven't all gone away yet. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a party. We're gonna make a cake. We're actually gonna make 2 cakes, and they're both new cakes. I've never made them before, but I looked through all my cake recipes for something I wanted to do today, and I didn't want to do any of them. We are going to make a vintage hot milk cake recipe and an oatmeal cake recipe, and we'll see how it goes. They call for 9-inch square pans. I don't have 2 9-inch square pans. I have 2 9-inch rounds, which are about 25% smaller than a 9-inch square. So I'm getting cupcakes ready to bake alongside the cakes and make sure that we can not overfill our pans, but instead have extra tasty snacks in the form of cupcakes. It is party time, Darkwood. How are you? I think I'm gonna try 8. If I'm envisioning the volume right, that'll be good. 4 of each, but as we know, I don't always get it right. That's being generous. We could say, I fail often enough to be confident that I can fail. I did want to share, the kiddo made the sign for everybody who was here yesterday. I'll show it again, but thanks for the bits and subs. Everybody was so generous. I know Irish had a helping hand in that, but I appreciate that she got to see how it works when you actually do the work and people show you appreciation. I think I'm gonna have to put my hat. No, my hat's okay. I don't like. Does anybody like elastic like right on their throat? Is that probably somebody does? It's rule 42, right? Don't quote me on that. But all right, so we've got 2 whole new cakes. One uses hot milk, one uses hot water, and then we've got oats in one and a bunch of spices, and the other one, the milk cake, is very bland. I don't know, maybe it'll be great. It could be great. Send out positive vibes and you get them back. That is absolutely true, Darkwood. That has been true of my stream, and I appreciate you all for that, because you know, anybody can show up and crap on somebody else's day. Nobody does. We all just hang out and have fun. Even the robots. So, hey Daniel, thank you. I do have my canteen. I always appreciate you coming in and getting me to hydrate, Daniel, every time. Consistency is kind. Darkwood, you're always here too. Like y'all, I have regulars. I love it. I'm afraid to move my head too much because the hat. There we go. Maybe it'll stay now. All right, so I got out some of the stuff, but as it's all new, I'm just gonna slowly work through it. We're gonna see how it goes. So I'm not gonna boil the water yet. Oh no, I am, because we need to pour them over the oats and rest until it's cool. So that'll take a minute. Let's do that. I literally have never measured boiling water because I just put it in my kettle and just boil the whole thing. So we'll put some more in. I always use filtered water in it just because if I don't, it'll build up a crust of all the good stuff that is in the tap water, like calcium and stuff. Fine to drink, not as great for my actual tea kettle. So I'll put that on and get the measure out. And what I think I'm gonna do is let it steep in the cup measure. So I'll pour the boiling water in it, then I'll dump the oats in the boiling water. That seems fine. Oh, you like my shirt, Daniel? Yes. Less QQ, more pew pew. I got this when I was playing my mage raiding regularly, and I liked it. I was the pew pew for a while. I enjoyed playing. I love my mage. She's just fun. I might go back. I saw on TikTok maybe. I was scrolling something today and they're like, Wrath of the Lich King is back again. And I'm like, I'm kind of actually interested. Like that might be exciting. But honestly, then you sit down, I sit down, or Irish does too, and we go, all right, we're gonna play some WoW like the good old days. And then we're like, oh, it's a grind again. Oh yeah, I remember that. I don't have 6 hours to sit here and like dump into this stuff. Not until the kid can play with us, then we can do it as a family and it'll be easier. So that was a complete rabbit hole, but all right, that's fun. I'm gonna measure out my oats while I Wait for that to boil. We'll put it in here, which I will put over here for y'all to see. Oh, it just wants a cup, it says. Okay, we'll just do a cup measure. Oh, where's my cup measure? I have put it somewhere. Aha, found it. Apparently I put something wet in it because I rinsed it out and now it's clean. Hello, Lemon Bar. Thank you very much for the congrats. I don't know if I have 300 real people followers or if some of them are still robots, but I think almost all of them were people before the follow bot thing. So we're gonna go with it. We will take any excuse for a party. You were never an avid player though? Daniel, what class would you play, do you know? Or what class did you play last time? Oh, and I have a new frosting recipe too. It's called ermine frosting. It has flour in it. That's gonna be interesting. So the cake I made for Tuesday went over quite well, but I heard about this frosting from some of the people in my workout group, and I've never made it before. Like, never even knew it was a thing. So we're gonna try 2 new cakes and a new frosting. It's gonna be great. You came here for a reason, 2 reasons. Tell me your reasons. To kick butt and to eat cake. You don't even remember, Daniel? Ah, that's all right. You're still waiting for lemming frosting? What is that flat spin like? Everybody just comes over and eats it? I don't know. Oh, because ermine. I get it. I was like, what now? Because it's a weasel. Flat spin. Dang it. All smart and stuff. Good job. Lemming in your tea? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking. Lemon. Oh, you're being like John. Lemming. Want some lemming? Monty Python. I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen a lot of Monty Python. I just haven't seen that particular. Either that or I just forgot it, which is entirely possible. As you know, I do not watch anything anymore, but I could go back and watch Monty Python, of all things. Hello, Red. How are you? You've been trying to find that skit for me. Oh, excellent. Yes, link it to me. And eventually I will read it. Well, more likely if you put it in Discord than in stream. 1, you wanted to say congrats, and 2, you have an idea for baking? Oh, do share. I thought it was to kick butt and to chew bubblegum. That's classic. Like, what is best in life? From a different movie, but still classic. Who knows the answer? Okay, 1.5. No, 1 1/4. All right. No. Okay. Oh, too much. Well, while we're here, I'm just gonna make some tea without lemmings in it as well. Get myself a little cuppa. I mean, why not? Pour yourself something. Whatever you like. Well, I mean, don't drink and drive. That's your mom PSA. Don't drink. Don't drink. You know. All right. A winter-themed idea. Okay, Lemon Bar. I'm excited to hear it. Yes. You're doing good. Just finishing your last 45 at work, Red. Good job. And you are working from home, so your commute is nil, right? So that's awesome. Flat spin, what counts in life? An adding machine. Actually, so what is best in life is from Conan the Barbarian. And the answer, they give a lot of answers, but Conan's answer is the right one. 0 commute for the win, exactly. So does anybody know Conan's? No? No, that's okay. To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of the women is what is best in life. So now you know. Yes, yes, flat spin. You got it. I can't do the Arnold voice. I would never even attempt that. Like, I can try some, but like, I know my limits. Mostly I know my limits. All right, that is our oats steeping for our oat cake. It does say if you like oatmeal cookies, you will like this. And then if you want to put the fruits in and things, then it can be like an oatmeal raisin cookie or whatever. But we're not doing the topping. We're just doing the cake. And I'm still pretty happy with it because it's going to be a lot of good stuff. sugar, butter, cinnamon, nutmeg, flour. Like, sounds pretty good. While that sits, we'll just put that over there. I'm just making sure I do remember that it's cream the butter and sugars, mix in eggs, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, put into oats, cook for 30. Yeah, we got that. Thank you, Jazz. I knew that. I corrected myself as I was saying it. Hello, Jazz. How are you? Thank you very much. We'll just assume that the last 8 of them were robots, but we'll be fine. Cranberry cupcakes, vanilla Swiss meringue buttercream, and 3 sugar cranberries in a triangle. Cut a holly leaf or 2 out of sugar paste. That sounds super, super cute. That would be really nice. I hate making Swiss vanilla meringue buttercream. It's a pain, but that would be gorgeous. You're absolutely right. 3 sugared cranberries. I don't even know where to get cranberries properly here. I bet they'll have them eventually. Mostly it's like the can, but that would be beautiful. You're absolutely right, Lemon Bar. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm excited to try new recipes, and of course the little part of my brain is like, this is a terrible idea, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fail horribly. But the rest of my brain's like, yeah, that's fine. We screwed up ladyfingers yesterday. It's okay, we can do it. But it's time for new cakes.
Everything is fine, nothing is ruined.
Lemon Bar, you should do it. You should make it and stream it, it'd be fabulous. How about greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray? Why would you even Darkwood? Oh. Oh, Jess, thank you so much. Thank you, Flatspin. Weird Science? Is that the one where the Barbie doll turns into a lady? I've never watched that the whole way through. I watched the beginning. I think I was young enough that my parents were like, you can't watch the rest of this at all. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that makes more sense than you coming up with that on your own. I'm glad. I was a little worried. Speaking of you streaming baking, you have an announcement. Lemon Bar, please make your announcement in front of everyone. Jess, thank you again. That was really sweet. I appreciate you. You're moving this street. Oh, yay! When is your move date? When are we going to expect you to stream? You've got to give us like a tentative date or something so we can put it on our calendars. And or just like, I got to make sure I followed you so I can get notified. No, I'm terrible. What a nub. Oh, okay. Follow all your people. You're followed. There goes the sound alert. Thank you again, Jess. I wonder why am I lagging? No? No? That's interesting. Flatspin, did it take a minute for everything is fine to show up? Or to come through? Because the cheer audio just came through. Or the bits audio, and I'm all discombobulated. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. End of October, okay. It was pretty quick flat. Okay, I wanted to make sure I saw it, and I thought I saw it and heard it at the same time. All right, I'll watch out for issues, but thank you. Yeah, I'm paranoid now, like watching if it's gonna go. So Comcast says now that they fixed it. They replaced 2 runs of cable on the other side of the big street from us that were contributing. So then it'll be when you get a cam and stand and stuff in the kitchen. We'll get Orchid now. Start working on that now, and then by the end of October, you'll have it all. I am not saying like go out and spend a bunch of money, because that's not a luxury a lot of us have. But you could get ready, you could get prepared. You could, like, as we tell the child, if you want to stream, you have to think about your content. And like, I'm in the habit now of on Mondays, like, what am I going to make for the week? Pull out a bunch of recipes. They all get shoved back there. And then I come through. And then of course things like today, and I'm like, well, I don't want to make what I thought I was going to make. I'm going to look up something new on the internet, and that's fine too. So, all right, let's look at our vintage hot milk cake recipe. All those words don't sound that nice together. I should have gotten the eggs out. Let's get the eggs out. How many does this one want? Oh. Oh,
that's what she said.
Thank you, Lemon Bar, for sharing. I totally understand. Go do your thing. But I'm so glad you announced that to us, and we're looking forward to it. And thank you, Flatspin, as always, for that. I don't even know what I said, but should have warmed my eggs. This one doesn't use eggs. Let's walk through it just to make sure I'm not crazy. Water, oats, butter, sugar, eggs. Yes, I'm crazy. Thank you. I was like, I can't see eggs in there. There have got to be eggs. Here we go. Speaking of, I think that's the only thing Irish is going to eat again today. Poor guy. Mac and cheese and eggs. So, but he's getting the tooth sorted out soon, which is a huge blessing because I can't watch. I mean, sounds stupid. No, of course I can watch him being in pain, but I don't feel his pain because I've never had a toothache that bad. So I just use my imagination. It's kind of awful. That's probably the most honest answer I'll be able to give. I don't know what it feels like. I don't want to. It sucks. I wish I could help. So, oh yeah, cod is a special kind of grumpy though. That's true, Flatspin. Probably the tooth more than the game. Probably both. I mean, it is a game for people with faster reflexes a lot of the time, and it sucks that there are some games that some of us, like I can't jump. There are some games I just cannot play. I cannot physically play them. And COD's becoming that game for him. Yes, Darkwood, it is a molar. He said it was one of the ones that most people already get taken out, but he didn't. I don't know which one that means though. I asked if it was a wisdom tooth because I had mine pulled out when I was a teen, and he said no, it was something else. So I don't know how many molars you're supposed to have anyway. The kid is like losing some, and I'm like, are they supposed to come out? And the dentist is like, that's fine. And I'm like she's losing everything all the way to the back. I don't know. You're always crap at shooters, so it doesn't matter. I feel that, Flatspin, for sure. Okay, this is still warm. I'm putting my little hot hands on it. Speaking of, where's my tea? There we go. Getting old sucks. I like lots of it, but there are a few things I could do without, yeah, for sure. At least since I was never good at them, I'm not losing that. I'm just losing other stuff instead. Eggs. Eggs are out. Flour, powder, sugar, milk, butter. All right. Mix the eggs a lot. Then add the sugar, etc., etc. So we're going to do flour and baking powder in a little bowl for this one, as we often do. Hot milk. The notes said it doesn't have to be hot. It's just nicer that way. And I was like, well, I'll heat up the milk then. Like, we can do that. I don't know. I don't technically know what that would do. It is not that common. I do have a boiling water chocolate cake recipe that we're going to use sometime soon. And I know that one is supposedly because the hot water releases more of the flavor from the cocoa when you add it in. So that's good. Losing hair where you want it, growing hair where you don't. Arthritis. Ooh, psoriatic arthritis. I only know that because of the TV. Sounds terrible, Flatspin. I'm so sorry. The hair thing is interesting. I do have a witch hair. I have a hair that randomly will occasionally grow on my chin with all the other blonde ones, only it's not blonde. And I'm like, well, it's coming out. I'm not ready yet. Soon I will be a witch. When the rest of my cheekbones pop out of my face. It's been slowly sinking for years. Do pretty good with the meds. That is a blessing. I'm glad. If there's something that takes that edge off, you know. But a lot of times that's all medicine will do for a lot of people, especially with a chronic condition, is just take the edge off. Quality of life kind of heads downward at that point. Got to take in a leaf to grease the wheels in the morning. Oh, my dad swears by a leaf. He loves it. I can take it all day and it literally does nothing. So I guess I have the wrong kind of pain for it to work on, but I mostly get sinus headaches. So Advil works great. Aiming for the immunosuppression. Sounds fine. I did have an immunosuppressant cream that I was putting on my eczema at one point before I just found an allergy medication that would clear it up for me. And the warnings on those are terrifying. So I can only imagine, like mine was just for dermatitis stuff. I can only imagine what A psoriatic arthritis immunosuppressive drug would be like, probably like big old warnings, death. Everything. Every warning is death, right? Did you eat too many eggs? You're gonna die. Did you drink too much water or too little water or too wrong kind of water? You're gonna die. I'm mostly joking, but I'm kind of not, you know? All right, flour, let's do it. $1.40. One more. One more. One more. Come on, there we go. That was a long ounce. Gram. Wrong system. You don't have any side effects, just can't touch the booze, and you really want to touch the booze. That's a heck of a side effect. You know, like I don't drink a lot, but when I want to drink, I do. It would be weird to not be able to. I'm sure there are other ways to handle it though. I mean, recreational, whatever. Teaspoon of baking powder. I didn't get it out. Everything but, huh? Yep, I left it there on its own. It's that little baking powder. It feels so quiet in here, and I think it's because the kid yesterday, with you and your generosity with your time and your chat, as well as bits and subs, was so kind. And the kid earned $25, which she's thrilled about. And it feels a lot quieter and calmer in here today. She'll be back tomorrow for Pirate Pie Party. We were going to do it today, and then she made the executive decision to not do so. And in fact, just to do it on Friday. So we'll be back in costume. So I get 2 days of dressing up, one in a party hat, which is, I mean, a pretty good dress up for me. Like, obviously I'm having a party, I'm wearing a party hat. Mission accomplished. But we're doing, well, I said we're doing our costumes. Parts of mine don't fit anymore, and parts of hers don't fit because she's not 6 anymore. Mine don't fit, obviously, because I eat cookies all the time. And so, like, I'm not an extra small. I know you're shocked, but let me just tell you. But we're going to do our best anyway, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And she wanted to make a green pie because there's an Octonauts episode called Pirate Pie Party where the pirates make a green pie, and she said we should make key lime, and none of us like key lime, and I don't have key limes, and I'm not going to spend money on key limes. We settled on a Linzer tart and some Pop-Tart style, which I've done on here before, but never with her, so it'll be a nice, fun thing to revisit. Drinking can be bad, okay, right? Oh, flat spin. Work makes you want to drink excessively. Yeah. Hey, Calder, how are you? Welcome in. Have some tea or some water. We are talking about alcohol as well. Whatever you'd like. Just, as I said earlier, don't drink and drive. That's your mom PSA. Other than that, whatever. You do you.
Cookies!
I saw it right before I played. No cookies. Today is cake day. And tomorrow is pie day. How many times have I not made cookies, like, more than twice in a row? I don't know. I honestly don't remember from week to week what I did on my stream. Anyway, it's all good. Close enough. You are okay. I am so glad to hear that. Okay is okay. We have our dry mix for our hot cake. I'll eat whatever you're making. Thank you, Flatspin, for that vote of confidence. It's probably going to be okay. So my friend Jen, who, man, should I text her? She's always like, hey, I missed your streams. It's okay. I threatened to put a reminder on her phone to go off at 4, like, hey. But no, she came over, we did a walk around the neighborhood, I made her some coffee, but I shared the baking caramels with her. And she really liked them too, so I'm really happy with those. Like, they're really good, like, not just like, oh, they're caramel with bacon, I'm like, they're really good. So, I would share them with you. All of you. I don't have enough maybe for all the robots, but for at least the humans I do. Mom's cooking baking is the best. We make it with love and sometimes artificial ingredients, but mostly love. I feel like the whole food of love thing, I don't remember who is supposed to have started it. It might have been Emerald, but might not have been. I feel like there's something, like you can tell when somebody made a dish and they put their heart into it, or they just made you food, you know, the difference. Like, here's your food, or like, here is something I crafted for you. I was thinking of you and I put care into it, even though it looks like dog poo, it tastes delicious. That's how it works for me. Irish is like, I garnished it and it's beautiful and I plated it, because he's super visual. But you know, I like to think it's good because I put heart into it. And I follow the rules of the recipes. You can't eat anything with too much sugar, sadly. That is a lot of baking. That is true. However, I have sugar replacements that work in a lot of ways for a lot of things. So I could do a sugar-free week sometime. I do like the themed weeks. Ruffles sent me a link to the D&D cookbook and said this would be a fun week theme, since we're coming off of Bacon Week. So I do think so. I'm not going to do theme weeks every week. I feel like that would bore me, honestly. I'm sorry. I like a little spontaneity, or a lot sometimes. I don't know. But a theme week would be fun. And so we could totally do a sugar-free week and see how much we could make that tastes good or good enough without sugar. Hello, Jocko. Do you post your recipes anywhere for us to follow? No, but if you do want a recipe, please. That was the hardest thing I've said today. Please pop on Discord and send me a DM, and I'll type it out for you. Like, I could put them somewhere. I don't have a better place than Discord to put them right now. I refuse to blog. I dropped Facebook. I dropped Twitter a long time ago and set it on fire. So I know that's not kind of me, but Discord's where we can meet, and we can do that. Or I can post it if you just put it. I know, right? Flat spin recipe. I will not give you a recipe. But if you do want these, I'm happy to. Most of them. Okay, so I print out everything, or write out everything, because I have my binders and I write on the recipes. It is like a lab notebook. So I want the written, but a recipe, I bet you this one's gonna come up. And then oatmeal cake came off of. They usually print their URLs. Neither of them did today. I don't know where oatmeal cake came from, but we could find it again. But I would definitely be happy to retype it for you or to find it for you. Thank you, Jocko. Discord works. Perfect. Thank you, Whatever Never Mind, for the follow. How are you? Welcome in. Are you a robot? Robots are welcome at the moment. It's a bit of a joke. We had a follow bot thing. So if you're human or robot, whatever, you're good. You let go of Telegram as well. Drop the sun on it twice. Nice, Calder. I never was on any of the other. Well, I have GroupMe for homeschool stuff. I'm not leaving that one, but I'm like blocking everything. They're like, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, no, I'm not talking to anybody but like these 15 families, and that's it. We're done. So you really want to try the caramel with bacon? Yes, you totally should try it. I will. So pop in Discord, ask me for the recipe. I'll go ahead and tell you all what I did, because obviously I changed it from what the recipe said to put the bacon in, but I can give you all of that stuff. And since you were present and I did it recently, I'll remember, well, maybe we'll both remember, like it says it's gonna sputter like crazy. It's not that bad, just keep stirring. Like that's reassuring too. That's why I love cooking TV, because I can see what happens when other people do it. That's the only thing I want to learn from a video. Every other video ever teaching me anything, especially coding, I don't want it. I just want the manual. God. I know, I'm a diva. Okay. Well, I did step 2 and step 3. Here we are. In step 4, we have to beat the eggs. I do want these to go in at both the same time, so I'm trying to balance out all of the stuff that has to get them to the point before we add the wet to the dry, because that's when the leavening kicks in and we want to get it into the oven as soon as possible after that point. So we might have like 5 bowls going here, but we can handle it. Let me see what I need to be doing for the oat one next before I get too far ahead. Creaming, butter, brown sugar, granulated sugar. Okay, we'll get a big bowl. Let's just get all the bowls. It's not really all the bowls, it's like half the bowls, but the other ones are back up. So, I feel like these might be fairly large recipes because they make a 9 by We'll keep the so our, well, I need to get the butter out. Thank goodness I got more butter. Oh, I forgot I had that brie. I got sale brie yesterday at the child's encouragement because she loves me. And so let's see what kind of butter we have in here. Most of it might be frozen, which we can totally handle. Yep. Yeah. That's okay. You know when you think a pound of butter is a lot, and it's not? It's my life right now. I cannot nuke butter in this. We would need another microwave. And that's not happening. Let's put in our... Why is it out of order? It's not, it just has a lot going on. A stick of butter, okay. 113 grams, 8 tablespoons, half cup, all the things. Sorry if you're missing it somewhere, how to find, oh, I'm sorry, you hit exclamation point Discord. You type that in and the bot will tell you. I'm so sorry, Jacko. Again, with my nubs mistakes, I apologize so much. I can type it in actually, since my hands are not completely filthy yet. There we go. Gotta go do chores. All right, Kelder, thank you for being here. I would say enjoy the chores, but you might not, but that's okay. Come check in with us later if you want to see how the cake goes. If not, that's okay. I'll try and post it on Instagram. But thank you for being here. All right. Classic cutting up butter to put it in the microwave trick. I could hear the kiddo. And then I heard Irish telling the kiddo how loud she was. She's loud. She gets so excited when she plays with her friend. All right, let's give it 20. It's gonna need more than, ooh, let's give it 29. Why not? My finger slipped. It's gonna need more than that anyway. You don't use Twitch often if you can't tell. No, actually, I'm just an impolite host and I'm so sorry. There are a couple ones that I think of as common, but I learned them all from Irish, who is like a pro streamer. Well, not like partner pro, but like really good at it and all the things. So without him, I would be in the same boat as you. I'd still be like, I don't know. I don't know how to do stuff. But my apologies. That was on me. All right, I was gonna get something. Yep, I'm gonna get the mixer. We did have a funny discussion. In the 77s stream, I do get to watch Twitch sometimes throughout the week, but I'm just terrible at doing it consistently. And y'all are great at showing up, so I appreciate you very much. There was one of his regulars in chat was, I believe, her native language is German. And she's like, mixer and blender in English are so weird. And I'm like, they are, because a mixer and a blender don't do the same thing at all. Please don't use a mixer when you need a blender and a blender when you need a mixer, right? But if you think about it from a linguistic perspective, they should be interchangeable. If you blend something, you just really mix it up a lot. So I try to come up with, is it a slicey blendy thing or is it a stirry thing? Like maybe that would work, but it just, I don't know. It never occurred to me how ridiculous those two terms are and how important they are for me, what I do, and how not to use a blender for a mixer and vice versa. 29 seconds was actually perfect, so that's nice. We're gonna add both our sugars in. And we are going to cream them, is the technical term. So 105 of brown sugar and 100 of granulated, so half cup of each. Let's do the white first, because it's in a little bag, because the container is full, which is fine. I like having like the full container and then extra. Makes me feel like I'm all prepared for anything. and I like the texture of both the white and the brown together in cookies. And it will probably be the same in this cake, which is to give some of it a soft moisture and some to give it more of a cohesiveness and a slight bit of crisp. And so the white's more for the latter and the brown is for the former, for the most part. And they, of course, they both add flavor, but the brown is much richer because of the molasses that's been added back into it. So, all right. So 100 to 105 on this one as well. Just carve out some chunks. Sufficient. All right. This is my favorite. You can start here and make almost anything. Brown sugar, butter, and white sugar. Cookies, cakes, you can't, no, not anything. Many desserts, how about that? We're going to floof it. I'm just going to beat it like this until it's floofy. Let me know if it's too loud and I'll mute. And then you can listen to the delightful strains of whatever we have on Spotify. Dance of something. Tomorrow we should have pirate music for our pirate pie party. I do need to enlist Irish to making sure that the copyrighted music doesn't go to the VOD because I've touched something on Voice Meter unintentionally and it's recording the music, which I can't do if we want to listen to an official soundtrack of something or other, you know? Okay, that chunk is, there we go, there we go. Just mash it. All right, let's whip it up a little bit now that most of the bits are getting integrated. Not all of them. I see chunks of brown sugar still resisting. We will not stop until they're all in there. Hi, Bora. What's ET short for? Because he's got little legs. I love that. Love it. All right, that's pretty beat. It's beaten quite a bit. I love that kind of joke. You are a bot? Welcome in. Like I said, I welcome our robot overlords. You're not a bot. If you are, you're a fairly well-spoken bot, and I applaud you. It would be great if you were a joke bot and you just were like so effective, right? Really get like human English language jokes and fitting in. Be super good. Like I wouldn't be mad. Be kind of cool. Eggs next, yeah? Eggs, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, then the oats. Okay. When do we put in our leavening? Ha ha ha. I like this recipe. It does what I do all the time when I cheat. Everyone's like, take your flour and your soda or your powder and sift them together and then fold them in. And I'm like, I'm gonna sprinkle it on the top. And what does it say here? Sprinkle baking soda and salt across the top of the flour and mix it all up. Yes. All right, so we'll get to that point and we'll pause while we do hot milk. You're not, but you have been timed out and banned a few times for being a bot. Aw. Since you just come in and paste a joke, sure. I get that. I could totally see that. And the bot mechanism from earlier, from the other day, like, was probably a human, right? Was talking in, obviously, English as a second language style speech, which is totally fine. Completely comprehensible. So it's interesting. Like, we would ban the human, who Irish did ban him, But before we'd ban the bot, so I don't know. Like I say, every time somebody comes in and I'm not sure if they're gonna start some shenanigans, like, you can stay and follow the rules. If you're a bot and you're not being hateful and you're not talking politics, then you can talk about bot life, man. Come on. I probably won't interest you with my cakes. I don't know. Maybe somebody made a bot that eats cakes. Could be. No, y'all are all welcome. I'm glad you're here, Boro. I definitely see you as more of just a wonderful member of the chat than just like the joke person. You started that way, but everybody starts somehow, right? So, all good. Need a spatula. My kid was so good today. She has to put the silverware away, and I was doing something else, and I was making coffee for my friend, and she just starts to put it away, and I didn't even ask her. Like, if you have kids or have had kids, you might know how big of a deal that is. And she just did it quietly, like she wasn't mad. She just did her little job, and I was so proud. And she was holding a bunch of spatulas, and I looked at her and I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm putting them away, Mom." And I was like, "Oh." So the spatula reminded me. Obligatory the cake is a lie. Did I make that sound clip cost something? Is that why nobody plays it? But thank you for that. I do love that. Are they supposed to come out with another Portal game? Or did they and it was bad? Because we played 1 and 2, and they were amazing, of course. 2 is so funny. Well, they both are, but they did such a good job with 2 after doing such a good job with 1. So that was really good. All right, taking the ring off so I can get my hands just filthy. Filthy, filthy. I'm trying to warm these up though. Ooh, guess who forgot to put the bin liner in the bin? It's sitting right here though. Let's do that real quick. I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll do that. Later. Did not. And given that this is the food trash can, this is the kitchen trash can, probably that was the worst choice of my day so far. Everything is fine, nothing is ruined. You deliberately train your nephew that way? You would just whisper, "Let's take out the trash," and he would do it without telling anyone. Oh, he suggests things to you. You are winning. Well done. His dad is suboptimal. Thank you very much for stepping in. Even when it's not family and you see it needs to be done and you can do it in a way that's not gonna start problems. You know what I mean? With the grown-ups. I love that so much. And I appreciate you for doing that. I try to do that too. Hi, Anna Lee. I will literally parent any kid who I think I can get away with it with their parents. But it's in love. It really, really is. So hopefully that's noticed. But Boro, well done for you. I notice you. Well done. And I'm glad you told me, because you got to tell somebody, because otherwise literally nobody would notice. And that's always rough, right? You're like, I'm doing the right thing, and sometimes it's hard, and maybe just a little recognition would go a long way. So I see you. Well done. I would give you a cake. I'd make you a special cake. For anybody who is in a role of influencing children who are not in their normal influence, you're doing good. Thank you for that. They probably need it. Don't mess them up. As a parent, like, that's the biggest thing. I'm like, oh God, I messed her up. Oh, I'm messing her up now. I messed her up again. She's gonna need therapy for 15 years. And I talked to Irish and we're like, oh yeah, everybody needs therapy. It's okay. Like, we don't have a choice. We just try to mess her up less than our, parents messed us up, or how we see other people do it. It's hard, is what I'm saying. You had someone get on you about telling their kid not to do something. It was so obviously wrong. Hey, then you did the right. I mean, it's kind of like, hey, don't walk in the street. I'm gonna stop your kid from walking in the street if I physically can, because I'm not gonna watch him get hit by a car. You can yell at me all you want. I don't care. I mean, I would care, because like, what kind of trash parenting? Anyway, yeah. No, we do what we can. You know anything about being a parrot? I'm not a parent. I said parrot. Do you know about being a parrot? Maybe. A crashing, burning plane is a problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't have to be experts or biologically related to. I can't talk today, biologically related to try and help out, especially with kids, because we all need a lot of help. John, how are you? How are you doing? Are you sick? Do you have the COVID? Do you have Rona? I heard that you were sultrier than usual today, but I could not hear you when I was watching Irish because I always have to turn him down anyway because he's right behind me when I'm watching usually. And so you're very quiet. You do indeed. I am sorry. I hope it goes away quickly and you have fewer symptoms. 0 would be great, but I know you have at least some throat stuff going. That's not fun. Let's put in vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. You know I don't like the nutmeg very much. However, I have recently been coaching myself to not leave it out of everything and just put it in when it's called for and try it and not be so diva about it, you know? So, 1/4. Oh, it's so strong. Oh, can I put in an 1/8? I know, I was doing so well up until that moment and it went up my nostrils. Oh, and I didn't like it. I like nutmeg, but it's always too much. Okay, all right. Sorry, y'all, I had to back it down. I am doing a teaspoon of cinnamon with a 1/4 teaspoon measure. You may judge me accordingly. You'll be all right. I hope so, John. You definitely, if you're not feeling that way, take steps. Back shortly, joke spreading, of course, Burrow. Enjoy spreading the light. The light of laughter and also possibly bad puns. Did I also not get out the vanilla? Excellent. No, it's on the wrong shelf, so I didn't automatically grab it when I grabbed the baking soda, but not the baking powder, so who knows what would have happened. Make a hot toddy shortly. Oh my gosh, my parents would swear by those. Now I have to cough. See what you've done. Just kidding, not your fault. Not your match on Grindr, but a delicious hot drink. Hot toddy, yes. See, now I can see the young fit gentleman who would go by toddy. Y'all, it's just honey and what? Honey, whiskey, and lemon? I think it is. Or is there like a regional recipe and everybody does it differently? That could be a thing as well. Cream that, eggs, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg. Yes. Moving slowly onward towards cakes. John, you are so witty. I am so lucky to have very, very clever people in my chat. Kind people, clever people, snarky people, people who just need some stinking cake. I appreciate you all. Daniel, who comes in every beginning of my stream to tell me to hydrate and then goes and walks like 15 miles and then comes back later. Annalie, I appreciate you too. I need to be able to make those emojis bigger because your emojis are all so cute. It is the heart one. Aw. Well, thank you, dear. Oats. Yep. Okay, so still no leavening. We are good. Ew, they're all soggy. So I actually don't make porridge or oatmeal out of these anymore. Old-fashioned oats, I only make steel cut oats because I like their texture so much better. So these are exclusively baking for me. So it's funny that I've made what I would normally serve me and the kid for breakfast most of the fall and winter, which is mushy old-fashioned oats. They're so good in baked goods, like that honey mug cake, this, oatmeal cookies. You can put it in a lot of stuff. I wonder if the mixer's gonna deal well with this. Yeah, admirably. I'm sorry, I have a mess, so I'm halfway up the screen for y'all. Okay, so as it says, I'm actually just going to sprinkle the flour and the baking soda on top of this and then not mix it and not touch it again until we're almost ready to bake. So we'll measure the flour right on it and put it aside. Or I could just not, because it's wet and it's gonna start, the flour's gonna start absorbing some of it and it's gonna do something. So putting it aside now, there we go. That's the easy bit. And the funny thing was, for the other cake, we did that first. We'll do it last for this cake and see what else we need to be getting on with. Let's check for, oh, it's drippy. Eggs, 2 eggs, whip it good, and then sugar. All right, I'm just gonna rinse these beaters to get the flavors off, because cinnamon, nutmeg, and oats are not present in the other one. Everything else is. We'll go ahead and preheat it. It does preheat quite quickly, but my time management is not always fantastic on stream. There we go. All right, other bowl. Other eggs. It's actually not boiling milk. It really is just warm milk that we add, so that's okay. Getting milk to boiling is always scary because then it gets that flavor and the film on top, and it's not so good in my opinion. Scalded milk, I mean, definitely useful for some things. It's called for in recipes. Blah. All right. Oh, of course, yes. Throw in the shell. Delightful. Oh, try the one-handed crack. Got shell in it. 2 hands, 1 hand, doesn't matter. It's my MO. Put the shell in the eggs. All right, here we go. I will need a cup of sugar after this, and we'll floof it some more. It says high speed. Let's go. Can you hear the jiggle? The jiggle of the eggs? It's like if somebody was just putting Jell-O on one of those concrete jigglers. They have a better name. I'm sure they do. You can watch. You don't have to watch me watch. Those beaters, man, they are just out of alignment enough. If I don't tilt them, they'll be okay. That does not sound good, does it? So it's Thursday, I'm pretty sure. Do y'all have plans for the weekend? It's technically fall today. Autumnal equinox, equal time of day and night, this particular 24-hour time span, but still hot. High of 99, 100 here. Good times. I would normally love to go out and barbecue. Well, Irish barbecues. I help. But, you know, plan something like that, do something with friends, but it's too hot still. We did go on a walk today, me and my friend and the kiddo, who only can walk when it's not hot because she has real trouble. She gets overwhelmed, I think. So we don't I don't walk with her in the summer ever, but we were early enough that it was cool enough that she could handle it for a couple miles, which was great. But we do get in a lot more walking and a lot more outdoor time when it's not stupid. So this weekend will be stupid here, unfortunately. Oh gosh. Let's give it 20 more seconds and call it adequately floofy. All right, sugar, and then more floofing. 200 grams of the good stuff. I am going to cut this bag down because pouring it through all of that space doesn't really make much sense. Don't screw it up. Can't take any out of it. I was just thinking it would be nice to go outside and read a book, hang out this weekend in my backyard and do that. And then I realized I have book club at some point. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. I have been in a book club for much longer than the child has been in existence. 14 years, maybe? It was through work, and it's lasted through everything, through a bunch of us leaving and pandemic and all sorts of stuff, and it's been great. And we do sci-fi fantasy for the most part because that's most of our jam. So it's been really nice. It's definitely not the like bring wine and cheese and complain about your family book club. It's an actual book club. So we read some good stuff. Have you all been reading anything? Do any of you feel like you're a reader? Do you identify as a reader? Because I think that's more rare, becoming more rare. I know, I meant identify like, not the way that's overused. Here, pleased to observe. Oh yeah, it said gradually add sugar. I did not, I just dumped it all in there. It'll be all right. That should be your joke sending. You're a reader, you read very frequently. What is your genre, or do you cross genres all the time, Bora? I'm excited to hear about this. Like literally, if I'm in person, I will talk to you about books and food for hours, if you'll let me. Like we'll chat, I'll listen. But like I could, one of my favorite topics, that's all I'm saying. Jacko, you love reading? Definitely don't read as much as you used to, but you try. That is definitely a thing that I understand. I'll go through like, I don't have time to read, I don't have the time to read, and then I'll do like 5 books in a row within a week or something like that. It just gets to me. But yeah, time management's hard. Fantasy sci-fi, you would be a good fit for our club. Actually, so I think this month we're reading Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher, which is the pen name of Ursula Vernon, and she happens to be an author that I've known about for a long time, and I am on her Patreon because I want to give her $5 a month because I love her. I can do that. Authors are like that. You can love them and you don't have to be weird about it. It's fine. And so we do military sci-fi, we do speculative, some supernatural, all sorts of stuff within the genre, but that's very cool. Red Rising series. Remind me, Jacko. Remind me about that one because it sounds familiar, but it's not coming immediately to mind. Who wrote it? Where's my tea? Who wrote the book and where is my tea? These are important. Wheel of Time. Oh my gosh. I never finished it. I think I got to book 7 and stopped. Currently on book 2 of the Wounded Kingdom series, Blood of Assassins. That sounds familiar. Wounded Kingdom. There are a lot of really good new series that are coming out or have come out recently, especially in the like historical fantasy side of it. So there's a lot of neat stuff there. Wheel of Time was so dense, but I tell you how much I was into it in college. There was this, oh, I'm supposed to still keep whipping. I set a timer for a reason. There was a multi-user dungeon before there were MMOs. And there was a Wheel of Time one, and I couldn't even tell you my character now, but I played that for like a year and a half, maybe, like daily. Loved it. Does the name Pavlov ring a bell? Pierce Brown. Okay. I've heard of it. Yeah, I haven't looked into it at all. Okay, well, good to know. I love that you're reading together. That is super cool. Does the name Girton Clubfoot ring a bell? No. Okay, so none of these are ones that I've read yet, except Wheel of Time. Awesome. I would say get right on that, but I know I won't because I still have a queue of physical and digital books that I purchased that I really should read before I download anything else. I can't buy anything else. I'm not letting myself. Except there is a series, the Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire. And she's written several series and she's a great author, but I don't do zombies. So, not because I'm afraid of them, because they're super boring. And I know she makes it interesting, I know, I get it, but it's just not there. But her Wayward Children series, I buy them in hardback. I pre-order them in hardback. They are, like, I plan to hand them down to my kid. That's how I am with that series. Same with Narnia, same with Lord of the Rings. There are a few other that would be called YA that are just good. We do read a little bit more YA probably than the typical book club because we're like, well, if it's a good book and there's an excellent world and good character building and a good plot, I don't care how old the protagonists are. So, Wheel of Time ended up at 14 or 15 and did the first 10 during chemo. Good Lord. That's all there were at the time. Yeah, I think I read up to 7 or 8 when they were coming out, which would have been 20 lots of years ago. 20 plus. Didn't want to put the effort into keeping up with them after a while, but I kind of regret that a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not as much. I felt like I outgrew them a little bit just from some of the tropes. But I mean, everybody has their different things. So I'm going to add the flour. Okay, this is where I add the flour and the leavening. So I'm going to actually get the milk and the butter ready, heat it, then mix all this stuff, then mix that stuff, and then we'll put them in. So, have a plan. Half cup of milk. I'm not going to use this measure because this measure has oops. And we just need the little one. Probably don't want to keep the cupcake pan on the stove while I use the stove. We'll put it over here. Well, I'm glad that I have some friends in chat who like the same genre because that's always a fun thing to check in on is, what are you reading? How's that been going? So we read Nettle and Bone. I hope I read the right book for book club. I do need to go look. But I'll read anything by Ursula Vernon or T. Kingfisher. I love that her protagonists are like in their 30s and 40s because I feel like that age group is missed out on a lot and I'm right in it. So we should have our characters as well. But her characterization, her dialogue between the characters, who have been very well fleshed out, her dialogue is perfect. Like, it's a real, actual conversation that real normal human people would have if they were, for instance, a paladin and a thief forger who were on the road together trying to murder clockwork robots coming out of a different city. For instance, the Clock Tar Wars, if you would like to look it up. Half a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, we didn't need the frozen butter. I mean, we'll need it eventually, so I'll unfreeze it. Melty, melty, yes. Small saucepan. Keep milk and butter till butter melts. Add to batter. It's the only, I mean, I've got this saucepan and the giant one, so it should heat really fast. However, while it does that, I will actually, I'm going to put it on the baby burner because I have giant burner and baby burner, and giant burner is giant. It's too aggressive, but this might give me time to line my cake pans, which I definitely want to do. Well, we'll just put them over here. And that, I need that. And yes, I did spray the pans that I'm going to put parchment in because it helps them stick and not shift around too much, although I screwed that up with the cake I made. When did I make that cake? Oh, that's on high. Let's put that on medium. Did I make a cake earlier this week, y'all? No, I made it Monday. That's what it was. It's so funny when I cook off stream, I'm like, was I streaming that? Did y'all see that? No, you did not. It is a little bit hard sometimes to be in here with the ring light off. It feels so dark. Do you spray before and after parchment or just before? I spray just before. I don't do after unless I want to do the sides and I miss them on the first go through. But a lot of instructions do say to do both. I have good parchment paper, I have faith in it, and it has always worked, so I've never had it go wrong. Which is not to say that it wouldn't, right? Which one do you do? I absolutely will own up to trying to find all the shortcuts possible. Lazy and cheap, that's how I do it, if I thought I could get good quality out of it, but I know that's not how it works, so. It's no inherent nobility, it is simply that I want it to work, so I have to do it the right way. But if I can get away with the less right way, or the cheaper or faster or easier right way, I sure will do that. You do both and says unless it says not. What you got used to, absolutely. And we are nothing if not creatures of habit. And I don't say that in like any kind of personal way. I would be happy to remember where I read the article so that I could quote it about how humans literally will follow a ritual even when they are shown scientific evidence that it does not do anything, because that is how we have become wired in our brains. So absolutely do what you do, and like I tap on a can of soda before I drink it to get the bubbles to not explode. Does it work? Not really. Does it work better if you tap it on the side than the top? Apparently, according to science. So I keep doing something that probably doesn't work. I just do it less ineffectively by tapping the side instead of the top now. I did the thing, it worked. I'll do the thing forever. Exactly. It worked this one time. I don't know why, but clearly I need to dedicate the rest of my life to doing the thing. That is kind of how we are. We do. I mean, you think about religion. which is a great comfort for many, including myself. And a lot of what it is what helps us in our heads. And I don't think that's bad, and I don't think that's wrong. I do think we need to acknowledge that. I do think we need to recognize our role in the processes that we do, whether they are family like traditions or religious rituals or oh, look at that. Oh, it's way too small, you guys. Look what I did. Look. No, I'm not going to use it. This is where it gets into like, if it's going to stick in the corners if I don't. I'm going to honor that ritual. Oh, no, stop. Okay. It's warm. It was getting foamy. I love it when I'm like talking about something and then I basically show how I can like be the worst case representative, I guess. So funny. I'm the reason why we can't have nice things. Not really. Maybe a little. Okay. Let's do this again. Only better. It does smell a bit like scalded milk. Okay, I swear I measured it and then I just didn't cut it reasonably. That is one thing. If you've ever had a cake stick in a pan, you will follow any ritual that says, this will make sure it does not stick. Like if it was like hop on one foot while doing this, I'd be there. So gut-wrenching when you hear half of the cake fall out and rip. Okay, we are ready. So, 2 cakes, hang on. My oatmeal cake wants the flour and the sugar, no, the flour and the soda and the salt on it. Sprinkle soda and salt across top, then pour in flour and mix until combined. Okay, we'll do that. This is the oatmeal cake. It is a teaspoon of soda. That is a half teaspoon. We will use it. I'm so glad the half teaspoon measure is back in my life. Leavening. Flavoring. That's the reason you double grease? Oh no, absolutely, yes. Like double greaser forever. One day you'll be like, oh, I'm feeling wild, I'm gonna not do it. And you might, and then you'll be like, one or the other, right? It'll fail or it'll work. You know how I had a scale? It's right in front of my face, isn't it? This always happens. Did I put it? I put it on something, see? It blends in with my entire kitchen. 188 grams of flour for our oatmeal cake. And you're taking up the entire chat box again. Don't apologize. You're the only one talking right now. You're fine. I'm glad you're talking to me. Otherwise, I'd be just thinking my own thoughts, which is fine. I do not have a problem thinking my own thoughts most of the time. Until I like go to sleep and then I'm like, what if the child drowns? What if a tree falls on the house? My brain is just dumb. Like, did you have to do that? Okay, I'm gonna see how long I can hold off on mixing this till the very last moment. So we're gonna do the rest of these steps for the milk cake and then we're going to mix them each. So, did that, light and fluffy. Add the flour, then add the milk. Okay, we'll do this. Doctor, you recently used parchment for round cake and you're like, how have I never tried this before? It's amazing, right? Like, if somebody says don't use parchment, I will argue with them, for sure. But it's, do you agree, you know, if you're like, you can flour and grease it and blah, 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 and I'll be like, yeah, you can, and it's still gonna stick. I've done it. I've done it. Oh, sorry, let me show you. I know, everything here is a mess. But parchment is so much easier and it always works. It physically has never failed me. I used Baker's Joy that has the spray with the flour in it and then also greased and floured it just after that had failed, and it still was not reliable. So, all right, here we go. Hot milk and butter. Hot milk and butter. This is a very running cake right now. Okay. I'm gonna say it's follow the rules anyway. It may not be logical, but the more you see your username, the more anxious you get. Oh gosh, I can see that, right? Like, it's kind of like hearing your own voice. You're like, oh my God. Or at least I am. Yeah, we'll use the same thing for both of them. I need to dish out my cupcakes first so that we don't have too much. Oh, noes. Either the disher is dirty, which I'm probably, yeah, it's dirty. Okay. All right, we're gonna use a tablespoon. Everything is fine. But because this is way too much for a 9-inch round when it should have been a 9-inch square, we'll go ahead and, smells nice. Smells like milky and sweet. Obviously, it's got milk and sugar in it. I'm gonna do another. Oh yeah, of course I am. I was thinking, I was giving myself the wrong measurement. My disher is 1.5 tablespoons, so I do need 3 for 2 dish. The milk cake is super thin. You can already see it leavening though. I'm trying to do this fast. It occurs to me all 3 of these pans won't fit. They might fit. It's convection, we'll try it. Okay, if they physically fit, we'll try it. But obviously this, I almost called it banana cake, this oat cake is super like porridgey, which is delightful because it's got oats in it, and it should be. So I'm hoping these cupcake versions will be really nice and moist. Okay. And hello, Uncle Stinky from Seattle. How are you? I saw you on my Instagram the other day. I wanted to say hi on Instagram, but I'm even worse at Instagram than I am at Twitch, so I did not. Easy peasy. Do you have a good cookie recipe? What's your cookie recipe, Jocko? What's your go-to? I feel like I have several that I've made often enough that I feel like are pretty solid, but I'm always interested in everyone else's like go-to and specialty and that kind of thing. All right, hot milk cake, oat cake, ooh, let's see, one, ooh, and maybe it will fit, maybe it will not. If I put that in there and I turn it, oh, geometry in Tetris. Nope, not a chance. Not even if I, no. Okay, everything is fine. They'll go for 20 minutes, but I'm not getting that cupcake pan in. I can start the bottom one and see, oh, no. Wow, I said I would start the bottom one and I turned the top one off. That was pro move. Okay. Because the heat divider is not perfect, the bottom one's warm already. Nope. We'll see. They're beeping at me and telling me they're at like 290. I don't know. You make about 20 different kinds of cookies most winters, all old school Betty Crocker so far as you know. That's awesome. My father-in-law did that several Christmases ago, like all different crazy variations of cookies. Always good, right? Nice to try something new. It's when you actually stole from your sister. They're super soft chocolate chip. Oh, you like yours chewy. Okay. I'm a crunchy fan, but again, me versus the people. My people like a chewy center. So I learned how to bake mine with a crispy edge and the chewy center. Usually I bake them from frozen because that helps. But that'd be interesting. I would love to know how you get them so soft. Okay, the last thing we have is ermine frosting. Where's our frozen butter? I needed less frozen. I put most of it away. How much butter? Oh, a lot. A cup of butter. Vanilla salt, sugar, milk, and a little flour. So interesting. All right, I'll put the oats and the brown sugar away. You like to bake them from frozen too? It keeps the middles really, really soft, and they do enjoy that. I won't eat them. They know that I'm not gonna touch them. If I over bake them accidentally, that's me. That's my cookie. Like the extra brown, extra crunchy. Okay, I'll need more butter. I need to put these away. How much vanilla? A teaspoon. Okay, we'll leave out the teaspoon. That works. A good amount of butter, so that might be the key. That's true, and usually another thing that I find makes a huge amount of difference is the ratio of the sugars. So I bet those will be instrumental in the texture. I don't need that or those. I'm curious as to why my top oven was supposed to be at 350 and said it was at 290 when I put the cakes in. That's not going to be good for them. We might have 0 cakes. Oh goodness, wouldn't that be exciting? Milk and more butter. Not that butter. Gosh, that brie is just staring me in the face. I think I should just have it with crackers and call that dinner. Seems reasonable. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
Yeah? I bet that's the jaw pressure.
Follower party?
Yeah. Some of them are robots. That's okay. I now have 607 followers
Oh my goodness.
unless Twitch fixed it. It's ridiculous,
The rest
isn't
of
it?
us have honest followers.
I know. I cheated. Hello, Ginger. How are you? Have you seen J. Kenji Lopez Alt's article on the different outcomes of different changes to chocolate chip cookies? I have not, Boro. I have read America's Test Kitchen's notes on it, but that's as close as I've gotten. So if you have the article, will you post it? That would be awesome.
Can I have some of the tips?
Yeah, of course.
Like ribs.
Okay. Do you want me to cut them and steam them for you, or okay, you got it. All right. Aha. Okay. Thank you, Boro. I see that from Discord. Excellent. Well, I guess our oven is ready now. Again, we'll put the cupcakes in. And set another timer. I need that.
All of it?
Yeah, you can't have it. I'm sorry. There's salmon in there I can cook for you.
There's two of those.
I know, it's for the kids tomorrow. I know.
What kids?
The big kid and the boyfriend are coming over tomorrow for lunch.
Is today Friday?
Oh, no, it's for Saturday. Dang it, today's Thursday.
If I used it,
You could replace it for me, yeah.
you could replace it for yourself.
I could replace it. I got that from the store. Yes, you can have it. Hey, there's tuna fish, there's raw salmon, and there's turkey in there. I can cook any one of those.
Salmon's thawed?
Yeah, it's right there in front. It's on the wine box.
Oh, all right, just do your stream. Hi.
Trying to help.
I'm being difficult.
No, you're not. I'm trying to be nice, but also I yelled at you about the turkey. I'm sorry. You're hanging in there? Sick babies are the worst. Oh, Ginger, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Baby sick?
Yeah. John, thank you very much. John says, thank you for the help.
John's yeah, I just got off I've been listening to the Anatomy of a Recession call for the last hour.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for a
Find
wild
out
ride.
how to kick it in the pants. Thank you, Boro. Yes, I will open this, but I will not open it now. I will open it from Discord later, but thank you so much. The best chocolate chip cookie recipe. Perfect.
What?
Boro sent the best chocolate chip cookie recipe with notes from the author on why each ingredient is the best in that way.
She makes the best chocolate chip cookies.
I make America's Test Kitchen cookies, so he likes them a lot. We were talking about how to get the soft middles, that kind of thing.
Like,
So
I would request that you change nothing in that chocolate chip cookie.
I know, I love that. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so for our frosting, we put in some flour.
And having a sick baby is a
Yes.
miserable.
That's sugar.
It's like so sad.
Sick littles are hard.
Well, yeah, because they can't tell you.
No. Nope, and they're just sad and they cry. And then you cry too. At least that's me. I do. All right, 40 grams of sugar. No, this is flour. 40 grams of flour. What? Oh, I know. Oh, come show it again. So, for anybody who was here yesterday, whether you subbed or bidded or just hung out, thank you so much. The child has made this sign so that her $25 worth is very much appreciated. And she will be back on stream tomorrow. Not necessarily with the same deal of getting
That was Gad's fault.
half. It was a good idea. It was fun. So, but thank you all for being here who could, and if you weren't, that's okay too. I get that.
Sorry if I'm messing with dinner plans, but this is all.
No, that's totally fine. Or if you change this, the result is that, but if you change another thing, yes, the result is something else. Yeah, exactly. I was teaching the kid, and we were doing scientific method stuff. She's done it before, but we talked about variables. She's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, okay, so we watched a video like for kids on it. And finally she's like, okay, so you can only change one thing at a time or else you can't tell if that's the thing that changed it or not. And I said, yeah, but then like later you can add more variables. And that's exactly what it is, right? Okay, butter versus margarine, yeah. But butter and brown sugar only versus margarine and white sugar only is like massively different. So then you go through all the steps as to why and what. I love that stuff. Hi, baby. Come here. You want to come up here? Come here. We have a kitchen visitor. Come here, babies. Hi. Hello. How you doing? She hasn't been here in a while. Well, we picked her up and put her on camera, but... Oh, eggshells.
Fascinating.
She is.
Look. All right, bitch, kitty, move.
Come here, babies.
Come. Here, you want to play with an eggshell? Here.
She's gonna get too skitty. Think she'll come up? Oh, yay! Come here. She's like, I don't like the pot of flour.
All right, move.
Oh, now you've done it. Oh, well. She was checking it out for a minute. Cold versus room temp versus hot butter or browned. Oh, yes, that's true. I mean, it makes a huge difference. Even softened versus melted is so different. Truth.
Anybody want to see my egg creations today?
Are you nuking eggs?
No.
Oh.
Who nukes eggs?
I don't know. I thought maybe it was a thing that you could do, and I have never done it. There's grated Parmesan in that round dish thing, if you want some. He doesn't want Parmesan, he says. I need the milk before you close that up. Thank you, my dear. Who does not want Parmesan on their eggs? You do not want Parmesan on your eggs. I love Parmesan. I would put it on pretty... Ooh, should I make a Parmesan cupcake? That'd be good.
So today I'm doing scrambled eggs with asparagus tips, onions, cheese, and sliced up meatballs. What?
I'll tell you what, those Costco meatballs have served us well.
I can't chew anything right now, but eggs.
You do not want parm or parm on your eggs? Do you want the Parmesan? No, you don't. Okay, but you know, people who can tolerate the cheese. Come here, baby. I know. It's fine. I'll make something else with. I'll just steam them and put them in a salad. He literally is cutting off just the very small tips of the asparagus. That's okay though.
No, this looks like
headless sticks. Okay, flour, milk, and sugar. All right. What's what? What? Green beans. Well, they're yes, and they're also supposedly for Saturday. But if you need them, you can have them too. I'm sorry that I was so rude to you. I talked to her. No, I know. I thought I talked to you about it last night, but you probably were distracted. It is a thing that happens. Heavily medicated. Good reason. Poor Kitty. So Kitty's down here. The fake parm in a green can. No, Boro, that's not a thing, right? We don't. Let us not speak of that again. But I do like the quotes on it because. No. So Kitty is down here because we ran out of cat food, and the delivery is coming today. But she is stocking her bowl, and it is empty. This has never happened before in her life, so. We ran out, like legitimately ran out. It's coming today. Oh, I hope it does too. I guess it might not. I'll go to the store and get turkey and cat food if I need to. I know, but then you could use turkey if you wanted it if I got more. Too late? All right. I did yell at you. I am terrible. All right. The kitty's still there. She's like stalking, I think. I'm gonna mix it first, then we're gonna put it on the heat and thicken it, which should take just a few minutes. But we add our vanilla and salt once it is thickened. Now this, for real, is frosting. I've never ever put frosting. Oh, is it here? Oh, thank goodness. It does say whisk. Let's see if we have a clean whisk. Aha, we do. Yesterday we did not. Hooray, kitty food. Oh no. Cat food.
Kitties.
She might not. She might throw it right up, but we'll see. All right, frosting. Wrong burner. There we go. Digging in. Yeah, she's been hungry. All right, let's leave that there for now. I'll get the vanilla ready. Ish. You can use this big clippy if you want, if it's easier. Okay, that works. Thank you.
I don't know where it's supposed to go.
That's okay, that's the perfect place for it. I should bring the cam over here so that they can watch you make these eggs.
They don't want to watch me.
They do. They really do.
No, they don't.
It's very interesting. Who's with me? Let's watch Irish. You're fine, babe. Well, I'm thinking about it in chat is slow. You said that you send baked goods, right? Yes, I sometimes do. I try to send out one package a month because it's cost effective. It's not cost effective to do it any more often, but I do. Not a request for food, just asking if I have any tips. Because I'll put you on the list for sure. Disclaimer. Yeah, right. Disclaimer, I have cats in my kitchen. You see that they get in my counter. You're going to get cat food in whatever I send you.
Well, that's a little bit.
Also, blue hair might be in there. No, I try and make sure no hair is in my food, but it doesn't mean I'm always good at it. Everyone's like, bleh. Tell the truth. Extremely not a request food, just asking if I have any tips. For sending baked goods, I pack them really tight. That's my main tip. This kind of blue hair. I do forget that old ladies have the blue hair. Like,
Yeah, that's why they're called blue hairs.
I never called them that. I never called them blue hairs, and I was never around people who did.
You
So
never
it just
call them like bad old lady drivers blue hairs?
no. I just called them old lady drivers. It never. I don't know. It never occurred to me. Well, let's see if we can see what's going on over here.
Over here where?
Well, it'll be over here in a minute. As soon as the app loads.
Would you like to see the raw ingredients? Raw ingredients.
Wait, it's here.
Wow.
It's here.
Asparagus tips, onions, and meatballs.
Oh, I'll stop by say meatball. Okay, so actually, stuff needs to start coming out of the oven. Is that? Oh no, it didn't flip. How funny.
Meatballs.
Please flip. I am pushing the flippy button. There we go. That is too bright. All right, well, let's get out the cupcakes and see if they're done. Oh, they are not quite. Actually, some of them are. Okay. So.
Makes you like a GoPro so people can see.
Oh, that'd be awesome, right? That'd be really cool. Actually, so 3 out of the 4 milk cupcakes are done. Which is interesting to me because this is convection. That does need to still be stirred, but these can come out. Milk cake cupcakes, so nice. Oh, yeah, she might throw it all up. New kitty food. Who dis? Okay. So this one, I'm gonna pull out and let its residual heat cook it. These guys are wet. They're going back in.
Well, you got the camera working again?
I did, but I'm not sure how long it will be, and it still won't do the pro thing. It won't upgrade itself like it's supposed to. It may be the age of it. Look at that. There we go. Oh, my arm looks particularly veiny. Oh well. All right, so we're thickening this. Kaya, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Milk cake similar to milk bread. No, I guess not. It's called boiled, no it's not. It's called vintage hot milk cake recipe is what it's called. So vintage hot milk cake. I'll show you all in a second. I'm just gonna stir this. Kaya, you actually saw Irish today on the street near the train station. He was pushing 2 bikes, one on each side of him.
Yep, that was me.
He says yes. Oh, yeah, that's fine. There we go. Let's see what we're looking at. All right, that is not thickening yet, so we'll leave it going. I do have 11 seconds on the cakes, so we'll pull those and see if they're even close to done. That guy totally looked like Irish. That's too funny, Kaya. I love that. Doppelganger. Hello, Trix. You wonder if it's the hot milk sponge cake? Probably. The notes on it said that it's often called a hot milk sponge cake, but it's not technically a sponge. So probably. I just read about it today and am trying it. You had to smirk and he was looking at you quite confused. This lady's eyeballing me. Why is that? Because a dude in another country streams. That's really funny. My love, may I interrupt you for a sec? I'm so sorry. No, okay. Irish burnt the cakes. I need to get in here. Okay, that one. I'm teasing you, dear. Okay, these are done. So now we only have cooked cakes left to see. So this is the sponge milk cake. It didn't leaven, and it's a very well, I mean, it shrunk from the sides. It's so interesting. I'm just trying to figure it out. It is like a sponge cake. It's not technically how you make sponge, but it is like a sponge cake, so that's good.
Olive oil, please. Ciao.
There we go. So let's see if we can see more of what's going on here. Ooh, Irish's food. Look at that. He's putting meatballs in there. All right, so our frosting mix is thickening. No, it's super good. Nothing wrong with it at all. Until thickened paste-like. So this is not paste-like yet, but it is thickening.
What is that?
Ermine frosting. Have you ever heard of it? It's also called boiled frosting. I've never made any of these recipes before, so it's very exciting to me that we're making 3 whole new things that I could learn about, possibly by getting wrong. Tricks. It was delicious and moist, perfect for the body of a Boston cream pie. America's Test Kitchen video. Okay, cool. I did not go to their site because usually there's a paywall, and then I have to figure out how I have to hacksaw them because I want their recipes. I actually did 3 different searches for best or interesting cakes, read all the lists, opened the ones I wanted to, and then killed off all the ones that I didn't have ingredients for. So that's how we got here. This looks almost, is this paste-like, my dear?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. It has thickened for sure. I don't think I've eaten paste in, what, a good 40 years.
What, blue paste?
Yeah.
Were you one of those kids?
No, I wasn't. I ate Play-Doh. We all ate Play-Doh because it's salty and delicious. All right, so this.
That explains it.
You didn't eat Play-Doh?
No.
Oh, no wonder you're grumpy. I'm teasing. I know that was harsh. That was like right out of there. All right, so let's, I know. I was so grumpy the other day. I was so sad. Kaya, oh, good night. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Iris says bye. I don't know if you can hear him. He's gonna chow down on his eggs though in a minute, which is wonderful. Bora, you have too many books on breads. Nothing on cakes. Yeah, if you're not good with the... Do you need a dish, my love? You have one. Oh, okay. I just didn't see it. Yes. With some of those dietary restrictions, cake is out. That is a bummer. But breads are delicious. You can make a lot of good breads. Fun fact, you can write down the recipes from the YouTube videos. I didn't think of that. Which is funny, and I would say, oh, like I hate to learn from videos, except for cooking. I love cooking videos and shows and all the things. So, oh, you heard him. Okay, good, Kaya. We'll have a great night, and hopefully we will talk to you tomorrow. Excuse me. All right. I found a mung bean, a dry one on the counter. We'll put it over there. Trix, that's such a good suggestion, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't think about it because obviously, if you watch the video, you can write down and take notes. But I did not think of it. All right, so I'm gonna turn out both of our cakes. I'm gonna turn out the vintage hot milk cake first. Oh, I am supposed to be putting vanilla into this frosting. Thank you, Trix. Sometimes they don't give quantities. You can probably get close. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I can probably fudge it if I get most of the way there. But I kind of love the recipe just because of the specificity. Nope, not gonna say specificity correctly. The something, that thing. Okay, ovens go off. Let's do that first. And flip our cakes. There's literally a tiny layer and a huge layer, so. Ow, ow, ow. Let's flip the cake and then throw it on the counter. Sounds cool. Super classy. Okay, well this is our cake. The pan's hotter than the cake is. The cake is fine.
Meatballs, asparagus tips, onions.
Man, that's a plate. Well done, you.
Starving.
Starving? Oh, I'm sorry. Good?
Yeah.
He likes it. Actually, I mean, yeah, this cake. So it's a thin layer. Maybe I shouldn't have taken out the extras that I made the cupcakes. Oh, I left the cupcakes in. That's what I did. Oh, too bad I didn't set a timer for those. They're done. They're not bad, though. They're not bad at all. This one's still soft. They're barely done, actually, so that was perfect accidental timing. Usually I don't get quite that good. Let's just leave it in there and forget about it. All right, cake pan's fresh out of the oven, hot. Learned that today. I did not expect to drop it on my forearm though, which was quite fun. But what does amuse me is that literally I caught the cake from falling because that was my priority, and the cake is warm, the pan is hot. So how does that work? It should not. Oh, where did he put the salt? Always with the migration of all the cooking things to the other counter. It's okay. All right, salt in here. I am doing things, multiple things. Paste. Sweet vanilla paste, that's what we have. Supposedly this ermine frosting is like super light and fluffy. Supposed to be the best thing next to whipped cream, although obviously for people who can't have cream. It is still full of milk though, so that's not helpful for everybody. But something different, something very interesting and different. Also a ton of butter's going into it, so. All right, we'll see. BRB. I get it, Bora. You still have a slice in the freezer. You could theoretically take this cake with me. Wouldn't that be fun? So I've been talking about doing a class and I'm just gonna do this by hand, even though it's probably a terrible idea. Having y'all bake with me, and then we can do work through it together, taste test together. It's a terrible idea because this cake is very delicate. So I'm gonna put it on its own cooling rack. Everything will be fine. But I can't palm it like I did this one, so. Oh well. All right, here we go. Hot pan on trivet. Oh, it slides a little bit. Good. Good, good, good. Everything is fine. It was your first time making pastry cream? Oh, in this hot milk recipe, add a little almond extract to both since you put toasted almonds on the outside. Bittersweet ganache, that sounds really good. I don't have any pastry cream left over from when we did eclairs last week, but it would be really good. I would like that, yes. And then you have, right, well, mostly it's the cream, and then that, see, it's definitely a tender, delicate cake. That's okay. This one's not. This one's a Frisbee. But yes, with the chocolate, with the darker chocolate to make sure you get a cut through that rich pastry cream, and then this cake, which will be maybe spongy. So I have the cupcakes. Let me take the fully baked ones out of the tin. I'm actually gonna leave the other two that aren't quite cooked all the way through in the middle in the tin so they can residually bake. But we made the cupcakes. Now I know I need to write my notes. Use the whole thing in a 9-inch round, even though a 9-inch square was recommended. But we'll taste the cupcake and see. I mean, it's so pale. It's definitely cooked all the way through. It's just very white. So pastry cream's easier than you thought, right, Trix? That's what I always think when I go back and make it or something like it. I'm like, oh, right, this isn't intimidating, but I always felt like it was for quite a long time. So, all right, hot milk cake. Hi. What's wrong, baby? Your eye hurts. It's a little red. Have you been rubbing it? Come here. You don't feel good? I'm so sorry.
My eye doesn't feel okay. Mine feels like it's dying.
You want to put on your pirate eye patch? Get ready for tomorrow?
I'm gonna need it after this.
You want to try this really delicate cake? A little bite of cake? Not a bite of cake? Her eye hurts a lot if she's not going to eat cake. Boro says hello. She says hi, Boro. This cake is perfect to put anything on. It's so, we'll call it mild-mannered. Basically, you could put any flavor into it because it is just a nice little sponge cake. So I see absolutely why for a Boston cream pie this would be a really good choice. How fun. Okay, you were scared you'd make scrambled eggs. Yes, exactly. That is always my fear with that kind of thing too. You did proper research, get a good emulsion with the immersion blender. I have not tried it like that. I just whisk it. Good for you. Use science. I want to make this into a Boston cream pie now. Like, that would be so good. This crumb is super nice. See all the big spaces? Ice not directly on your eye. You can't put ice directly on your eye. Yeah, baby, you can put some, or you can put some heat on. Poor baby. You can put a warm washcloth on or a cool washcloth on. You don't want to put, you want warm? Go ahead and run the water. So, hot milk cake, super for anything you're gonna put flavor on. Is it warm enough already, or is that cold? Okay. You think cold's what you need? Because I can wrap you a cold thing in a towel, and that will be the cool enough. You can actually put this one on your face because it's beans.
Beans.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go lay with your
Baked beans.
baked beans? What's that?
It's a meme.
A meme.
Got any beans? Got any baked beans?
You're silly. Do you want to try an oatmeal cupcake? Not hungry. Doesn't mean you can't have a cupcake. I'm sorry, it hurts, baby. Daddy's got a bad tooth. Mama's got a bad eye. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Oh, hopefully nothing will happen to me and I can take care of y'all. Your mom teaching you to put warm cloths on your eye when it's bothering you. Thank you, Trix. I hope she does too. I don't know if it's, well, I'll have to see if there's a sty or something going on. That's a bummer though. Oatmeal cake. Rub the cake on your, it's pretty warm. Put the cake on your face. You want to try a little bit?
No, but
No, I won't really put it on your face, baby. You want to try my food? No? Frying tent. Do I beat you up when you won't try my cookies? Aw. Poor baby. Have you been rubbing it?
So my friend I had to go.
Okay. You told her you had to go because it hurts so much? Ooh, that's like serious.
Pain.
Come here, come here, come here.
It's pain, not just this.
Tip your head up. Does it hurt when I touch it right there?
Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
It hurts when it's in the middle.
Right there.
It's uncomfortable.
You have a little bump on your eyelid.
What the?
Don't touch it at all. You can put the cold on it. And then if you need to switch to warm, you can put the warm on it. And if it's a bump that's got like some bacteria in it, we can take care of that. Otherwise, it'll just go away on its own. It will not. You will not die. Oh, you're gonna kill the bacteria if they're in there? Seize the day. All right. You're so funny. Okay. Well, I'm glad your sense of humor is intact. Why don't you go lay down and treat your eye a little bit, okay? I'll bring you cupcakes later. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. I just gotta hit a salt. Oof. It is not distributed well through this batter. Thank you guys for your patience. You know, we're a real life stream, so we got real life problems. Poor baby. The oatmeal cake is nice. It's really nice. It's super moist. It doesn't have that much flavor. But I always try things when they're warm. And usually they have more flavor when they're cool. So I'm gonna leave these pieces of these cupcakes to cool. And I'll try, darn it. I'll try them again in a little bit. I'm gonna put the hat on properly and see if it'll stay. All right. So, party cake. I am still here, Calder. Did you finish all your chores? We have 2 cakes out of the oven. We have ermine frosting cooling in the pan. Well, part of it. And taste it before the butter goes in. Sweet. So we have basically an almost flavorless, nice, delicate crumb cake. Not delicate crumb, like nice, spongy crumb. We have a very delicate crumb oat cake that doesn't have any flavor yet, but probably will have better flavor once it's cool. And we have sweet, sticky, pasty stuff. There's not a big, strong flavor going on with this one. We'll have to figure it out. Okay, sorry, that was my dad. I checked in on him. He said, too busy. Okay, all right, Dad. Too busy. Kind of how he rolls. All right, I'm going to think about how I need my orange bowl. Okay, I've got to. Look, you can come with me. Thank you, Calder. I'm glad you're glad to be back. Oh, look. It's the dirty dish cam. Isn't that fun? I know, nobody asked for this. But I really want my orange bowl to make this frosting. So we'll put all the dirty stuff on this side of the sink and wash this one up. And while I'm here, I always wash the knives because it's really hard to get stuff off of knives. This cleaver was for my caramels this morning. My friend came over and I cut the bacon caramels and gave some to her. And she loves them, which is wonderful to hear. That was probably an apple. Yeah, that was an apple knife. And then I see this last knife was my husband's. Meatballs, onions, all the good things. He wasn't sure he could eat onion, even in little pieces, but I haven't heard any troubles yet, so good. Those are done. Let me get all the gunk off of this. And then I will come back and see chat. This is the only problem with having like these cams that aren't right where I normally am, is I can't see the body. So I cannot see what y'all are talking about. All right, let's pop back over here. I love that my Stream Deck, by the way, is working great as long as I get the error message from OBS that says it's not working at all. And when that's the case, it's working great. And then when I try to get rid of the error message, then that's when Stream Deck stops working. So at least I can switch my scenes now. Dish is one of the never-ending chores. Truth, Boro. Absolutely truth. Yes, I have 3 Henkel's knives. I got them for Mother's Day several years back. All of my nice things in the kitchen are from Irish for Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas, all of them. And so, yeah, I have the big chef's knife and the paring knife, I think, and then I have a really tiny. I used to use this knife all the time, and I do forget about it now. But it is the tiny little amazing thing. The thing is, I used to cut apples with this all the time, but the apples we get are bigger. So I'm using the paring knife constantly now. But I do have some I like all these knives. Most of them are Calphalon, but I got the Henkel's as a special gift. Never. I have read about that. Yes, I have read the same thing, Trix, and I would be curious to try. I do have some full-fat coconut milk in my pantry right now. The other one that I really want to try is the aqua something something, which is garbanzo chickpea juice. Like you take the chickpeas out of the can and you whip the juice that's left over, and it makes like a froth. Apparently, I'm not brave enough to try that yet. I'll get there, but not yet. Stupid good sale on a big set at one point. 85% off. Oh my gosh, bro, that's amazing. Yeah, they're a wonderful knives, but then they cost what you would expect for wonderful knives, I think. So I don't actually know how much they cost because they were a gift, but of course I've looked at them before and wanted them. So, okay, let's see. The outside of the pot it's about body temperature. But it's paste. It's sweet paste. It's fine. Calder, did you accidentally trigger somebody's allergies, or was that just a fun observation? Because that's pretty funny. I like the D&D reference quite a bit. Aquafaba, yes. Thank you, Trix. That's exactly right. That's an egg white sub. Okay, it stinks, but it bakes perfectly. I can see why it would stink, because like it smells like chickpeas. Like it, yeah. All right, 2 sticks, which is a whole cup of. We'll whip that into it and we'll see how it goes. Oh, that's what I didn't clean. It's my beaters. Come on back. Hey, pumpkin pie. It's not helping. Do you want to try heat? Yeah. Okay. You know, on my bedside table, there's a little drawer there, and there's those with snappy heat packs. You have to put a washcloth around it. You cannot put that straight on your eye. Okay. Let Daddy know if you need help. All right, here we go. And these are sticky because this is the egg milk stuff. Nope, not enough. I do like dishwashing soap without dyes in it, but but I can't always see it. This one actually doesn't have fragrance in it either, which is really nice because sometimes I do notice that on some things you get the fragrance of the soap into the dish. right, those are clean enough by my standards. Just messing around, you're in a D&D campaign and max life rolls a 20. Before baking or cooking. That would be really funny. Long-term campaign for a long time. I actually thought about giving away my D&D books. What, baby?
Dad said I should put heat on it, so I need more cold.
Okay. Well, where's the... Okay, you put this one back in the freezer. If it's not cold enough. I know it loses its cold very quickly. Okay, so if you need a colder one, it has to be wrapped in a towel too, and you can have... Do you want one of the other bean bag? Okay. Okay, there are 3 bean bags in there, so you can keep doing that if you want. But if it's not staying cold long enough, then we'll find something else. You think it was from Jet's Gila? Oh, Jinja, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. I'm sorry I missed that. There would be a month. Roll a d20. That would be fun. Hi, Nate. How are you? I know you're hungry. We're cutting up butter, but you can barely tell because of all that's going on here. And of course, poor kiddo has a bump on her eyelid that is bothering her, and Irish has a tooth that has to come out next week. So here I am making cakes. My people are struggling. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll make it. And then my dad texting me, too busy. That's what happens when my mom leaves town. He does all the things. He's that guy. That's where I get it. Honestly, my people left town for a vacation. Well, they did more of a staycation. But I did every piece of like house upkeep that I wanted them to not be home for. I did lock the cats in my room for a couple days. Not straight, but like painted surfaces where the cats could get on, locked them away for a couple hours, let them out once it was dry. Like, it was a whole thing. It all looks good. Sorry, Irish and the baby was struggling. Thank you, Nate. The funny thing is, it looks good. It looks beige. It all looks beige right now, but that's okay. We'll do good with it. Why wait on the tooth? Just get a pair of pliers or make a stupid thick caramel. Good one, Boro. Somebody yesterday, I think on stream 2, said instead of making, like you made the baking caramel, why don't you make a really like hard one and have him bite into it? Which sounds awfully cruel because I can't, like he can't stand touch to that part of his jaw right now. He can't eat anything toothy. So it's just, he is really, really in pain. You like his idea? Irish does not. Tap out, babe. It's not a good one. Run away. All right, I'm going to just soften this. I really am. And there's these cupcakes from yesterday. So kiddo made vanilla cupcakes with me, and we filled them with this American buttercream. So these have the American buttercream in the middle. This is brown sugar cinnamon buttercream on top. This one I accidentally filled with cinnamon buttercream, so I put the American on top. And I think I'm going to eat the defect. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to eat the one that has less but some on it because I'm hungry and I want a snack. I'm usually healthy. I mean, I ate all my good veggies for today already. I'm doing fine, but I am definitely having some snackies. Balance, y'all. Trix, it's fun learning and trying different types of frostings. You hated it because it was so sweet. You never knew who made it so much better. Oh, yes. American buttercream was an eye-opener. Now you know how to make Swiss meringue. It is really good. It's effortlessly beautiful. I mean, absolutely, but I have not mastered it. So for me, it's still a pain to make. You might be fishing in Conroe Saturday afternoon. Nice, Nate. I hope the weather will be good for you. You can't wait more types of frosting like your Ryan. I know, I'm up for more because like American buttercream we grew up with. We never had tub frosting. I didn't know it was a thing. Like it just takes buttermilk, vanilla, and powdered sugar. Why would you need to go buy some? You could just get some from your pantry. But that was because my mom baked it or made it and baked cakes and stuff all the time. So I didn't even know there was canned frosting for a long time, but I also didn't know about anything but American buttercream. And so the brown sugar cinnamon is based off American buttercream, but obviously has a pretty different flavor profile, and it's the preferred frosting of, I think, the kid, me, my best friends, like the people who I make cakes for. So I'm not sad about that. Nate, you're so cute. You and Irish. Your next goal is to make frosting with brown butter. Why have I not done that? That's an amazing idea. I'm gonna do that. We'll do it together. That would be fun. Maybe I should do, maybe my first class that I ever do will be like a frosting class. That'll be fun. All right, so here's the, it looks like egg yolk, I know, but it's American buttercream, American vanilla buttercream in the middle, and then brown sugar cinnamon. It's so sweet. I can only eat half of it. I'll save the other half for the kiddo. So good. Jokes, right? Yay, we should do it together. If you have any leftover sweets you don't want on Saturday, you can steal them from you to make room in your fridge. Nate, thanks. That's what we should do. Porch drop for Nate. Come out to the street, I'll throw it as you drive by, and then you can go fishing. I don't know if we'll have any leftovers. We'll have to see. You've never had non-canned frosting, Boro? If I make a frosting class, will you come? I'll tell you what you need to have before that. It won't be too hard. You can do it. We can all do it together. It'll be super fun. Nate, you're up for that. Lobbing food at people as they drive by. Sounds fantastic. That cupcake is literally just a vehicle for the frosting. It's just vanilla. It's nice, but not frosting. All right. Finding a place on the stove where it's not too hot from everything we've been doing on it. So this will be our softened butter. Let's put the knives away. Oh boy, everything's a mess. Everything's always a mess. It's fine. Situation normal. You're down for a frosting class, Jago? Okay. You can't have it, but you can, I'll tell you what to get. Oh no, because that's gonna be, nope. You'll have to wait until we do coconut cream frosting. Maybe we should start there. But no, I was gonna say, you can use the erythritol monk fruit powdered sugar mix. It's really, really good, but the butter's still gonna kill you. Maybe literally. Hopefully not. Yeah, no, you're right. But when we get to the, because I haven't done the coconut cream one before, teaching a class on it would probably be very presumptuous of me. But we could try some stuff. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, this butter is actually perfectly soft, which is amazing and delightful. You saw a recipe for mock Swiss meringue? I am interested. American, but you add meringue powder. Well, I have meringue powder. Okay, and I hate royal icing. I know, but honestly, there's so many better ones for flavor, not for decoration. Nate, you're out. You're gonna start your baked spaghetti. Ooh, yum. Have fun. Thank you for being here, Nate. I appreciate you. Yeah, Trix, if you have the link, put it in my Discord. Lactose pills work for you, fortunately. Okay, so we could do one that's based on butter and just not sugar, like, and use the substitute sugar. It's really good, actually. I got it for that, and it's definitely a true substitute. So I like it. Oi, attaboy. Hi, how are you? I heard that you were, you kind of injured yourself a little bit. Hope you're doing okay. Whip it till soft and fluffy. Add the paste in to the butter a little bit at a time. I'll whip it some more. It's not quite fluffy. Let's go. I realized maybe I should not have said anything, and I am so sorry. I'm gonna call that fluffy. You did some damage. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I act like I'm in my kitchen with my friends and like talk about, oh my gosh, you're not feeling well. I heard. So, well, I hope it can get sorted. All right, that's a little bit of our paste. It looks worse when I put it in the butter because it's grayish. adding it a little bit at a time, so I think that's sufficient. Again, never done it. Don't know how much I can cheat at it yet, right? Okay, first class being a frosting class. I think that'd be really fun. And then we all have frosting. And most of the frosting that I make, you can freeze forever. Meringue buttercream's not so much, but American, yes. We'll find out about ermine in a minute, unless we use it up. Trick, she also picked up a trick to make American not as sweet, invert sugar, corn syrup. Yes. Oh, honey would work. Okay, that'd be good because I don't do corn syrup. But yeah. I wonder if you could add cream of tartar. That's what I did when I was making the caramels instead of corn syrup for, not for the invert sugar, for the disruption of the formation. But I have tons of honey, so that'd be easy. Annalie, how are you doing? You've been hanging. Are you lurking or what you doing? I mean, it's whipping right in, so we'll just keep. It's gonna make a big batch. I feel like I probably could have cut it down a bit. It's all experimental. It'll be fine. You tell your friends and family how to make a handful of things, but never did an actual class. It's presumptuous of me to say class. Like I don't teach. I lecture, and I like to try stuff. I mean, really, I like to teach stuff. But that means, that kind of implies that I have qualifications or expertise. I don't. I've just maybe done it a couple more times than the next person and want to share what I've learned in that time, We'll do a peer taught class. That's what we'll do. We'll all come and be like, well, I did this once and I did this once and we'll try this and see what happens. Because there's only a few instances in which I really care to be an authority, and most of them involve the child. So only because I have to say, well, I told you to do that, therefore you have to do the thing. So the frosting is getting creamy colored from yellow because we're adding this brownish paste. It's brownish because of the vanilla. It looks like gravy. I'm withholding judgment because we are going to whip it quite a bit. It just says until light and fluffy. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and do a good whip on it. We've got to get it all integrated first. So just got home from work. Oh, good. Glad you're home. Are you flying tonight? I haven't seen you streaming lately, but I know you were, so maybe I have missed it. Jacko, you love baking but don't experiment much. Totally down to try some new things. Yes. I mean, I do experiment all the time, and so it would be fun to do it together sometimes and see, like, we could all totally get different results too, and that would be fun because, what are the differences? Some of us it'll be humidity because I'm at sea level and some of you are not. That kind of thing. But other than that, I know it'd be neat. Bro, you make a lot of spaghetti sauce. People love it. You want to learn? Come on over. Yes, exactly, right? I mean, and somebody's got like my grandma's recipe and you're like, yes, I would like that. I would love to know that, know the tricks. So it's more about, community sharing of experience kind of thing. I use class incorrectly. You have a really good friend who also loves to bake this year. Going to do apple pie. Yes. Irish loves apple pie. That is his dessert of choice. I usually get it from the freezer section of the store because apple pie and brownies. I have not been able to make something that he prefers over Marie Callender and her pie. Know the tricks, me. Good fun. Good fun. All right, so this is not light and fluffy to me. This is goopy. I will whip the heck out of it. Let's see what happens. I mean, it looks kind of like it's close to Stick Peaks already. I'm worried. You would stream if you weren't chicken. You can be chicken, but you can also stream and we'll just come and share the love, right? That's what we're for. The Kenji cookie thing, try this, try that. You're still doing that with marinara. It's taken a few years. Yeah, absolutely. Always be testing if something needs to change. Just in case, you know? Like, maybe it doesn't, that's fine. Maybe it could. That's cool. Okay, it's getting fluffier. I'm gonna scrape it down though. There's a lot on the sides that's not getting in there. And this is butter heavy for sure. So I don't want part of it to be just butter. More whipping. They said it should be like whipped cream. And I whipped some cream. So I feel like I know what I'm looking for, but I'm a little worried that I don't. Because if this was whipped cream, I would stop before I turned it into butter. Whip it good, exactly. Whip it good. Did I put that sound clip in? I meant to, and then maybe I just didn't. It happens that way. I mean, it's got the equivalent of stiff peaks. I'm gonna say it's done. So let's test it. Okay. It is not as sweet or dense as American buttercream. It definitely has, you can taste the vanilla. And we put it in after we made it into the paste and cooked it, so it may just be that it wasn't exposed to any heat, which is the same for American buttercream. But it's so, American buttercream has a lot more sweetness in it that helps, I think, counteract the vanilla. It's greasy. It's greasy is what it is, and I'm not sure how I feel. So we're gonna test it. By putting it on cakes. Both of them are uneven. That's so funny. They both baked. This plate is not large enough. I will get the platter. I'll use that plate later. Oh, maybe the glass one will fit. No, it won't. No, it won't. All right. What I really need to invest in is a cake base. This one almost fits. That's the platter. It's almost a 9-inch. Maybe I could just do it like that. It fits better that way because it's dished in. Everybody loves cake. Cakes have layers. We got layers. So you see how it's fluffy? It for sure is. It is just also, I can see all the butter in it. Now, if I was gonna make this like a parfait boro, like your reference, I would love to put something else in here, like fresh fruit. Excuse me. You can see from the way I'm spreading it, like the bubbles in it, it's got a good foam, froth. It's been aerated. I'm really afraid though, as I spread it, that it's like whipped cream, and if I do more than a couple things with it at room temperature, it's gonna collapse. Excuse me. All right, there we go. I'm gonna get a nice, hopefully a nice generous layer of frosting between, and then I'll probably top it. And I don't love to do sides. Partly they take too long. If you're doing it with a fresh cake, it's much easier if you take days and freeze the cake and all the things. But also I don't need that much frosting. Like, I much prefer a semi-naked cake. What does that say about me? Poor uneven cake. I'll try and level it out, but there's only so much we can do. All right, let's get our very tender little oat cake. Look, she's like a little cookie she cracked already. You love baking and decorating cakes. It is super fun. I enjoy it too. It just depends on what it's for. I just don't have the skill at this point to do really nice, things. So a lot of them are definitely obviously like home baker style, not like the Instagram kind, just like the one like who lives next door kind. I would have leveled it. But if I had cut that, she would just be falling apart, right? On the other hand, that means that the oats and the flour is nicely balanced. It's not too floury, or else it would be cakey, whereas we do have a really nice moist cake because of the oats. They just don't have any gluten. They can't really hold things together very well. So definitely not the shape that we would expect. But I bet it's going to be good. When I wrote down this recipe, one of the very few pages on the internet that had a recipe on it that didn't have a print button, so I just wrote it because I was on my phone and didn't have a way to do anything else. It did not say how many cakes it's supposed to frost, but I'm imagining a 9-inch layer cake is pretty reasonable. Frosting cakes can hide so many imperfections. Truth. You'd never know she was all cracked. Yeah, and like when I watch the baking challenges and stuff, I mean, how many times have you seen a cake not come out right and then be able to glue it back together with some frosting? Cookies are a lot less forgiving that way, right? So there's that with cakes for sure. All right, we'll say it's rustic. The homemade style looks cute. You appreciate it. You get to decorate with a random and relaxing spoon swoopy technique. Yes, right? Like get all the peaks and things. What was I? Oh, I was going to take a picture for the Instagram. I wish I had fruit now because it would look really cute with fruit, but we'll just take a really quick pic so that we don't have to mess up the lighting is not good. I have to go to my corner and do my lighting. Because my under-counter lighting is really nice. But then we're gonna eat this. Since I made it for y'all, we are doing this together. So. Oh. It goes straight through the oatmeal one, of course, and then I hit the milk cake, and it's definitely different texture. There's my big plate. Let's put it on there. You posted an easy mock frosting recipe and pictures of your own hot milk sponge in the Discord. Thank you so much. I do look forward to looking at those later today. That will be neat to see. I love sharing the experiments, right? That's always the interesting part as well. Okay, so let's break it down. Oh, I have a fork. That frosting, I'm torn. Probably because I know what's in it and I don't like flour and frosting. I feel offended. But we have our oat layer, we have our frosting, we have our sponge, which is definitely denser than I would like, and I think I did something wrong with it. That's okay. I'll look at tricks and see what yours looks like because that would be helpful. And then we'll take a bite. We'll take a whole bite because we've got vanilla, oats, and frosting all together, and why not? They're definitely very different cakes. I don't want both of them together because the sponge is so like nice and solid. See though? Even when it's like denser, it's still got such a nice crumb. Hi, baby. Those are a nice bite. Is it feeling any better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad. Do you want to try a bite of cake now? No, thanks. My child is ill. She will not eat cake. Your tummy hurts now? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Okay, so oatmeal and frosting. It's really nice. I'm wondering if it needs a frosting now. Now that our cupcake has cooled, we'll just try it without any contamination. I like it a lot. It's very mild. I would make this as cupcakes all day long. Not sure I'd really do it again as a cake because it's so delicate. I would definitely put more cinnamon in. Let's make notes. See what we can come up with. It is a little bit, it is a thing I do usually. How can I make this better? You know, it doesn't always need to be made better. It's not always, you know, in need of improvement, but it is kind of fun to see what I would try next. On the frosting, I'll make it again. I'm not sure what I'll put it on. I've got to see if the hot milk cake was meant to be that thin. So we'll leave a question there. And oatmeal cake, I would say that's vanilla. I don't need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but we'll do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and all of the nutmeg because I did only do 1/8 and I probably should have done 1/4 like it said. So now we know. All right, you're just typing to make notes. You always forget unless you write it down immediately. Yes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes my first impressions are not the ones I want to write down. So I occasionally will sort of, especially with books, give it a little bit of time to settle and I'll come back to it. But I'll try another bite. I get why people love this frosting. The first thing you taste is not sugar. It's not really the butter, but it's the feel of the butter. So that's probably why people get excited about it. But the oatcake definitely doesn't need frosting. It's nice. You know, like the best muffin you've had that's that territory, I think. And then like this guy you can pick up all day long. It's like a cracker. It reminds me of something. Maybe it is like ladyfingers or something like that, which I failed to make well yesterday. They were huge. It's dense but nice. I don't make cakes often that are short and compact but fluffy inside, spongy inside. I mean, this is definitely why they call it a sponge, even though it's technically not a sponge. That's such a nice texture. And how easy to work with. Look, I can wave it around like this. You could build stuff out of this. Borderline cookie. Which makes me excited to say, at some point I'm making Welsh cakes, which are apparently borderline cookie, borderline pancake, borderline cake. So that'll be fun. But it's a neat texture. It's really interesting to play with. Almost pancakey, almost cookie. Those were very unhealthy ladyfingers, truth. She had problems. She was swole. They were fun. All right, you know what we're gonna do. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging with me and experimenting, celebrating our robot overlords. I should have put a robot face on it. Darn, missed opportunity. But despite the fact that the follow bots bumped us over 300, thank you, each of you, for the follows and the hanging out and every scrap of energy that you've put into being here with me. I really appreciate you. We're gonna go see what Cookie's up to. I'm pretty sure she's making her wonderful, wonderful royal icing, her piped cookies. Hey, Creme, how are you? I didn't see you come in. I'm so sorry if I missed if you said anything. Trix, thank you very much. And all of your input, Jocko Boro, Trix especially, I mean, all of y'all who spent this last time with me while we were just shooting the breeze about experimenting and frosting classes and stuff like that. I get really excited about this stuff. But all of you also who weren't saying anything and were just hanging, and I appreciate you too. I'm gonna go make sure that she's on. I was like, I'll just raid her, but then, you know, wouldn't it be funny if I did that? The one time I didn't look to see if somebody was in an appropriate state for a raid, they were hosting somebody else. And I was like, oh, I didn't want that. Okay. There she is. We are good to go. So we're gonna head over. Thank you, Trix, likewise. Thank you, Jocko. Again, thank you, Creme. We're gonna raid Cookie Manor. And I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for our Pirate Pie Party, unless I'll announce on Discord if Kiddo can't make it and we have to postpone. But the plan is pirate, mom, pirate, kid, then some pie. You did not say anything when you came in, so busy you figured. I totally get that. And I just wanted to see if I'd missed it, because sometimes I do, and I would apologize. For now, thank you guys so much. We are going to raid and take the best care, okay?